in. Today we are finishing the Twisted Karma and his last bow case. Not unlikely, I mean, it's really down again. We have the last, half of the last investigation to do, and then that's it. Also, next week, I don't know, because I had to dog sit all week, pretty much next week. I don't know what days I'm able to stream or not, so I don't know if I'm going to start case 5 of Dual Destinies next week or not, because that's what I was originally planning to do. So either we might do another Dark Deception stream, because I have been meaning to play chapter 4 for the longest fucking time and I just haven't. Or we'll do something else. I mean, maybe. Thank you, the owl old lady, for the follow. Welcome on in. How you doing? But yeah, I have been kind of meaning to play chapter 4 of Dark Deception for the longest time, and the thing is, Super Dark Deception is coming out on the 17th of July, so we'll probably, I have quite a few games that I've been meaning to play, or going through. And I'll come from the small streamer support sub. I love your water bottle. Well, thank you. Welcome on in. But yeah, I have been. Anyways, how are you doing? But yeah, I have been meaning to go into Dark Deception, and then Super Dark Deception comes out on the 17th of July, and I assume that Dark Deception Chapter 5 is going to be released around the same time as that. So I think, when we finish Resolve, not Deception Resolve. Great. I was about to say Dark Deception Resolve, but because I was at Dark Deception in my mind, but there's no game called Dark Deception Resolve. I mean, when we finish Great Ace Attorney Resolve, the entirety of Great Ace Attorney, and Dual Destinies, then we'll probably do our usual thing of taking a few week break from Ace Attorney and focusing on other games. Because, I have been meaning to, we've obviously got Minecraft and Sims on the backlog to, play whenever. And then we've also got Sticky Business we're gonna do more of the update. And then there's Dark Deception. And then Super Dark Deception. I'm alright, my tummy hurts, so I'm taking it slow today. You know what? Good for you. Take as much of a break as you need, honestly. Hope you feel better soon. Now. I'm gonna check this Discord thing real quick. But yeah, and then after a week break of focusing on other games, we're gonna head straight into Spirit of Justice, and then when we finish that, it shouldn't be then too long until the Edgeworth Investigations collection releases, and then we can play through that, and then we probably we'll have to wait maybe a little while for another Ace Attorney game to come out, but we have other games to play and it's fine. And yes, I'm in my pajamas because I couldn't be bothered putting on something else after I got changed out my work clothes. So yeah, because the thing is, I finished work at 5 and it's currently 7:30, so why not just get changed into pajamas? So yeah. Also the Geo and Cole video, I'm almost finished with editing it. And PJs are always the best. I agree. And this is someone who spends half her streams in pajamas. But yeah, on the Geo and Cole video, I'm almost done editing it. I have probably one more. I think I have one more little bit to edit in, and that's just going through the Royal Blacksmiths episode from season 1 of Ninjago, and just recording a few bits of that. and putting it in to the video and hoping that the video does not get copyrighted. So that video will come out probably sometime next week, and then probably after this stream, because there's no way in hell that I am doing that after stream, because I'll be too tired because I have to wake up early for my driving lesson tomorrow morning. So I think I don't want to edit something. Later on I want to, after this stream, because this will probably be a slightly shorter Ace Attorney stream because we literally just have half an investigation to do. After the stream, I'll probably edit together the June clip compilation. But that's like, my brain can handle. Right now, I am very just like tired from work. So my brain can handle editing together the clip compilation. My brain right now cannot handle editing together the finishing editing the Geo and Co video. So that will come out sometime next week. So yeah, I'm excited to actually get into that. So yeah. Anyways, we have more of the Twisted Carboni's Last Bowl to actually get through. So yeah, we're in the prosecutor's office. I think this is where we're supposed to meet Kazuma. So this is the office of Prosecutor Asogi now, is it? Kazuma-sama is doing so well for himself. Even though he's always forced to kneel on the floor Japanese style in that dark corner, it seems happy to say his style whenever he's working. Yeah, why am I butchering her name? Why am I butchering Susato? I was gonna say Sasuto instead of Susato. My brain. You can tell it's just tired. Susato will probably know the best of how Kazuma kind of works, like in terms of like actual work, because at one point she was his judicial assistant. Kazuma. I thought it wouldn't be long before you paid me a visit, Ryunosuke. I was right about what I said, wasn't I? Sorry? That you have all the makings of a great defense lawyer. Well, I always believed that you'd fulfill your dream of advocating in the British courts. I just never imagined for 1 second that it would be as a prosecutor. Seeing you stand in a foreign courtroom, so gallantly realizing your dream, Kazuma-sama, I'm truly happy for you. And I'm truly thankful to you, Judicial Assistant Mikutoba. Oh, no. Ryunosuke, I just thought it would be fun for you and I to shake up the British legal system a little together. This isn't quite how I envisioned it, but I suppose it's just another twist of fate. I've learned a lot of things during my time in London. About how Susato-san's father was himself a visiting student here once, along with Judge Jigoku. And about what happened with your father. Then you'll have no difficulty understanding why I had no choice, why I had to find a way to get to Britain as a visiting student myself. Yeah, to find out what happened. I want to hear it from you, Kazuma-sama. As you wish, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Okay, let's talk to him then. Your disappearance. It's going on for a year now, since what happened on the SS Beria. We were heading across the oceans from Japan to Great Britain. When a bizarre series of coincidences led to those tragic events. Was I supposed to say a bizarre series of coincidences? When a bizarre series of coincidences led to those tragic events. That's supposed to say bizarre series, isn't it? That's supposed to say series. That's annoying me, because that is just not grammatically correct at all. That is just annoying me. I thought I'd lost my best friend forever. I must have been unconscious for a long time. When I awoke, I was lying on a bed. It was a narrow little room. There was a posy of flowers by the pillow. It took me a little while to realize that I was in the cabin of a ship. I slipped out of the room and headed up onto the deck. Were you already suffering from amnesia at that point? Yeah, I didn't know what had happened or where I was. There was just this voice in my head. You have something you have to do. Something no one else can know about. Go to Great Britain. Your task awaits you there. It was a calling I couldn't ignore. It compelled me relentlessly. Out on deck, I saw that I was on a huge steamship and we were docked in a large port. It must have been Hong Kong. Yeah, it must have been, presumably just before they were due to carry a body off the ship. I had no idea of the situation, but I did have the feeling that this was in some way my last chance. So I concealed myself among the disembarking passengers and went ashore. Then I disappeared into the crowded streets of that foreign port city, so I could plan my onward journey to Great Britain. Your journey to Britain. Just under a year ago, with all my past memories lost to me, I was left behind in Hong Kong. Everything was foreign to me. The sights, the sounds, the smells. My head reeled. I was truly at a loss. I realized now that I had escaped as a dead man, with nothing but the clothes on my back. No money, of course. Oh, how terrifying for you. Luckily though, I had 2 feathers in my cap. One being your knowledge of English, I suppose. That's right, and on the back of that, I was able to pick up some work as a deckhand on a cargo ship. Eventually, after calling at countless ports, I finally arrived at Dover. That must have been some 3 months ago now. Your formidable tenacity of purpose showed itself again. I mean, the man had lost his memory and had literally nothing to his name, but he still managed to make his way to London on the opposite side of the world. Of course, I had no idea why I'd moved heaven and earth to get here at that point. So, how did you end up becoming Lord Van Zeek's apprentice then? That can only be called an extraordinary stroke of luck, really. You see, I was stopped at the border because I had no papers. They took me straight to Scotland Yard, and by sheer coincidence, Lord Strongheart was there to attend a meeting. That's when the second feather in my cap came into play. Would that have been your knowledge of the law? Yeah, exactly. Lord Strongheart was curious about an Easterner with intimate knowledge of British law. He took me back with him to the Supreme Court and assigned me to the prosecutor's office. And then, 9 days ago, you finally got your memory back after the trial involving Trevor. Yeah, I did. Your father, Genshin. Let's talk about Genshin for the moment. Ever since I first met you at Yume, you talked about your dream. Mark my words, Ryunosuke. I'll be chosen as a visiting student and make my way to Great Britain someday. Did you know the entire time about what happened to your father here? Yeah, did you know 16 years ago? When my father left on that exciting trip to Great Britain, I was just a boy. We took a photograph together the day before his departure. It's my last memory of him. But what I remembered most about my father is his unswerving sense of justice. But then it turns out he's the professor, which makes little sense. 6 years after he left, a gentleman called at our family home. He told me that Genshin, my father, had been taken ill in England and passed away. It was Professor Mikotoba, your father, Psssttt-san. Oh my. Ever since then, the professor was very good to me. He even helped to fund my university education at Yume. I'll be forever in his debt. I'm going to quickly check these notifications. There we go. But nevertheless, I just couldn't bring myself to believe what he told me. Oh. Then one day a letter arrived at our house from Britain. There was no indication of the sender, so I opened it assuming it was an old acquaintance. So I opened it assuming it was from an old acquaintance of my father. What I read in that letter changed my entire life. What did it say? It said that my father had been a mass murderer, and the writer cursed the Asogi name. Oh no! As a result of that letter, I found out what had been hidden from me all those years. Letter from Great Britain. Presumably, the letter was sent from a relative of one of the victims. If whoever it was had been a member of the judiciary, he could have been present at the closed trial. The letter revealed that my father had been sentenced to death, executed for being a killer. I'm so sorry I had to find out that way. I imagine the British government did its very best to silence whoever sent that letter, but someone who knew the truth and couldn't bear the resentment was always going to be a problem. But still, it could have been written by anyone. Why would you believe such a thing? There was a newspaper cutting included with the letter. It was the first I'd ever heard of the professor and his terrible killing spree. Well, what did my father have to say about the letter? I couldn't bring myself to show it to him. What? Why not? Because he deliberately concealed the truth from me by telling me my father was taken by a fatal illness. That couldn't have been easy for him, and he'd done it out of consideration for my feelings. So instead, I showed the letter to Judge Jigoku. To the other visiting student. He faltered for the briefest of moments, but then he just laughed the letter off. But in that moment, I saw it on his face. He was undeniably shocked, shaken momentarily before recovering his poise. A year later, my bereaved mother succumbed to the strain of grief, and she too passed away. That's when I made up my mind that one day, without fail, I would cross the seas to Britain and seek the truth for myself. The truth about my father, Genshin Asogi. And I wouldn't let anyone stand in my way. Oh, Kazuma-sama. The Reaper's Trial. Well, we learned today court turned things completely on their head. It was an impressive piece of lawyering, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Lord Van Zieks isn't the Reaper, you know. I almost don't want to believe it myself, but it turns out that Inspector Gregson himself, the victim, was. It's clear that the inspector was behind the Reaper's activity all along. What? You mean you knew? The real question is, who's been giving orders to the inspector? Yeah, Baron Van Zieks is the real killer. Is the real Reaper even. And I know that 10 years ago, it was him who decided my father must be a mass murderer and sent him to his grave. No! He was merely seeing that justice was done as the law dictates. He's not to blame. Ultimately, it's people who condemn people. The law is just a tool that they use to do it. And when a man condemns another, he must take responsibility for his actions. Of course he must. But I know for certain that my father would never have taken another man's life. Kazuma. On the contrary, my father's life was taken by the Reaper. So, you think that he was falsely accused, you say? You think he was falsely accused? This came up in the trial, didn't it? As something a little dubious, I mean. The fact that no time of death was recorded on Inspector Gregson's autopsy report. Yeah, there were some unexpected turns in the courtroom earlier. The suggestion you came up with certainly took everyone by surprise. The idea that the victim died the previous day at some other location is quite something. Well, considering when the pocket watch had stopped and the scorch marks on the candle, it's certainly a distant possibility. The evidence on the scene both point to it. To be honest, it bothered me too, so I paid a visit to the autopsy room earlier. The coroner responsible wasn't there, but I got a name. It's Dr. Gorey. That's Dr. Sai's daughter, isn't it? If it wouldn't trouble you, Kazuma-sama, we'd very much like to speak with the coroner too. Of course, the last thing I want is for anything to be brushed under the carpet. Scotland Yard's autopsy laboratory is behind Lowgate Cemetery. Lowgate by Barclay Prison, you mean? Ah, you know it, do you? The prison where my father was incarcerated and robbed of his life. Kazuma-sama. Well, thank you. We'll pay a visit to the laboratory later today. Okay, let's go. Ryunosuke, I want to thank you. What for? For this. You safeguarded the soul of the Asogi clan. Well, it's the same as sword that's been in your family for generations. My only slight regret is I never got the chance to draw it before I return it to you. Karama is said to have been forged by a master swordsmith during the Sengoku Warring States period. I come from a long lineage of warrior. Why can I speak? I come from a long lineage of warriors, many of whom were expert swordsmen. Well then, you're a chip off the old block, I'd say. This blade, Karama, is the symbol of the Asogi clan's honor and might. Apparently, one of my father's apprentices even took the blade's name for a surname. Really? Karama. It does sound formidable, that's for sure. 16 years ago, when my father was a visiting student here in London, he had this sword forever at his side, which is why it means so much to me that I have it by my side again now too. And that is all thanks to you. It was an honor. Okay, I think it's now time we go see Dr. Gorey. Jesus Christ, every time I say, okay, now it's time to let's go. There's more text. Now, I have preparations to make for tomorrow. Perhaps I said a little too much. Kazuma, you've changed. No, Ryunosuke, I haven't changed at all. It's you who's changed. I can completely understand your resentment of Lord Van Seeks given what happened, but the fact is, those events in this case are, well, unrelated. Is that what you want to say? How can you be so sure? What do you mean? Never mind. That man is the Reaper, and it's for that reason that the inspector was killed. I'm going to prove us what in court tomorrow, by whatever means necessary. Can't let you do that, Kazuma. I know you'll do what you have to as a lawyer, but I'm sure I don't need to tell you that I won't be taking any prisoners in the courtroom. I would expect nothing less. Until tomorrow then, in the Old Bailey. Now we move to the forensic laboratory, where I assume we'll meet Maria? This place really is creepy, isn't it? But those puppets sure are fucking cool, aren't they? Well, being a dead room is probably full of the spirits of the dissected. But actually, there's a rather pleasing scent of roses in the air. Well, being a dead room. The coroner probably needs a bold scent like that to mask the odor of death. Iris? Do you think we could change the subject? Huh? What was that? Oh, is that? I think that's Mariah, isn't it? Dr. Gorey? what? That noise before I was sharpening my tools. I'd be dead meat if I didn't keep a perfectly keen edge on them. That's fair enough, honestly. Right. Come on, she's a coroner. What do you expect? She needs sharp tools to work with. When following the collagen fibers in the dermis, an expertly sharpened scalpel cuts like cheese. Would you like a demonstration? Oh, yes, please. I'd love to see. No. Then I think you'll do nicely. No, I wouldn't do nicely at all. I mean, maybe some other time. Was that a tut? Well, we came to here to ask questions, so. Okay. Time of death. We have actually met before. I'm a liar if you remember. You're not dead yet. What? So Mama said I wasn't to cut you open. She's so strict about things like that. Well, good. Dr. Seth has some scruples at least. Oh dear. It looks like she's not interested in talking to us, for the time being anyway. For the time being? You mean until we die? I hope that's a way off. What? Sorry, but I wasn't planning on dying anytime soon. Surely there's some less drastic way of making her listen. What if we present? What if we show her the autopsy report? Because she was the one who didn't put time of death on there. Dr. Gore, we actually came here to ask you about this. He was very good. Good? Sorry? His skin didn't stab my blade once, and very little mess. His joints dissipated easily, and his muscle tissue was a pleasure to work with. We can skip the details. But there isn't one thing about the report that's caught my attention. You don't seem to have recorded the time of death. That's not my fault. Oh, that made me jump. Then please, tell us what happened. Yeah, tell us what happened with the time of death. So, why doesn't this autopsy report include the victim's time of death then? It's really the most crucial detail. I was told not to write it. What? By whom? Mayo Strongheart, the Lord Chief Justice, he came here. Why would Strongheart not want the time of death on an autopsy report? That's weird. That's weird, isn't it? Lord Strongheart came? He said that from the witness statements about the gunshot and the other evidence. It was obvious. The man clearly died at 5 p.m. on the 1st of November when the gunshot was heard. But that's not the time of death he wrote on the report. He didn't write anything. Was there some reason he didn't include it? Dr. Gore, if you're hiding something under Lord Strongheart's instructions, then sooner or later, you're going to go the same way as your mother. Give it here then. Was she scribbling so furiously? There, you've written. What? What's she written? Tell us. Indeterminate, but which means that it most likely wasn't on 5 p.m. on the 1st of November. What do you mean by that? Why was the time of death indeterminate? When the specimen was brought in, it was still fresh, so the time of death could easily have coincided with when the gunshot was heard. But there was one small discrepancy. What discrepancy? There was some fried fish in the pocket of the specimen's overcoat, and that fish had started to raw. What? If the victim liked fried fish, he presumably liked to eat it before it went off. Well, yeah, what are you really trying to say? It's possible that someone tried to manipulate the apparent time of death. Manipulate? Is it even possible to do? Theoretically, if you were to chill the body in ice, you could delay the onset of putrefaction because of the enzymes and shit. And if the overcoat wasn't on the body at the time, then only the fish would have started to rot. With today's science, it's not yet possible to determine if the body was chilled or not. But today's science is advanced enough to let you freeze a corpse, it seems. But surely, to chill a corpse like that would require an enormous electrical refrigerator. And I don't imagine many households in London are equipped with such a device. No, definitely not. But maybe in a factory or some other special places. I don't recall seeing any factories or such like on Fresno Street though. Well, he wasn't killed on Fresno Street, apparently, maybe. I assume, anyways. I wonder if the inspector's body had been chilled somehow, what might the actual time of death have been? I couldn't say for sure. But at the most, it might have been a day earlier. No. Which means we were right, we were onto something. In other words, it would corroborate your previous deductions, said Naruhodo. Inspector Gregson was killed a day before his body was discovered, at a different location. Did you inform Lord Strongheart of this possibility? He simply said that there was no electrical refrigerators of that size in the vicinity. That's suspicious. Oh yeah, one other thing. It's something the governor of Barclay Prison told us. He said that your mother, Dr. Saif, was responsible for confirming the death of the professor after his execution. The professor. Apparently, you always enjoyed listening to your mother's stories about her work, so... We were wondering if you might know something about what happened 10 years ago. That's not all Mama did. My mama carried out the autopsy of Clint Van Zeeks as well. What? Really? The brother of Lord Van Zeeks, the professor's final victim. The idea of carrying out an autopsy on a member of the aristocracy was completely unthinkable back then. But the detective in charge of the investigation insisted, and it was miraculously authorized. That detective being Inspector Gregson, of course. Bless me. Quite an accomplishment for one man. That autopsy provided the vital clue needed to arrest the killer. What did she say? I didn't accidentally put. I remember was there for that historical event. I accidentally skipped it. What does all this mean? You know, the amazing autopsy happened right here in this very room. The professor and Clint Van Zeeks. They both spent their final moments before their burial on that dissection table there. So this lab, Mama's lab, was instrumental in some of the country's most important events. She really is proud of her mother. I wonder if you tell us more about exactly what happened back then, Dr. Gorey. Let's talk to her then. Confirmation of death. The professor's execution was Mama's first big case. She had to be in attendance at Barclay Prison's execution chamber and sign the certificate to confirm the convict's death. Mama is the best coroner in the world, you know. I was so proud of her. But the execution didn't actually take place. No, and worse still, Mama actually helped with the jailbreak. I didn't want to know. Oh dear, you found out really, you mean? I believed in her, in Mama, but now I wonder if I'm starting down the same path as her. You mean because you admitted the time of death on this autopsy report? That's because Lord Strongheart forbade you from including it. Just like Mama. I'm sure she was coerced by somebody too. Yeah, That's my feeling as well. There's no doubt that there were powerful forces at play 10 years ago. The execution couldn't have been staged without a lot of people at the prison knowing about it. Obviously, the prison governor must have been in on it as well. The big man with the little handcuffs? According to what he told us, he was stripped by the chief warder. He says he knew nothing of it. Of course he said that. I'd say the same thing. Just who was behind that jailbreak all those years ago? You mentioned the autopsy of Clint Van Zeeks. It was at a time when carrying out autopsies of murder victims was very unusual. It's still not a practice that's observed in our country even now. It turned out that he was the professor's final victim, and when the autopsy was performed, Mama was present, although only as the secondary assistant. The person leading the procedure even was called Dr. John H. Wilson. Okay, that's right, my daddy. And there was one other person present, the primary assistant. He was a visiting student from the Far East. Wait, a visiting student? Was it perhaps Mikatoba? It must have been my father, Eugene Mikatoba. I had no idea Professor Mikatoba had been involved with something so important. But the outcome of that historic autopsy was the discovery of a vital piece of evidence that led to the capture of the professor. So that's how they came to identify Genshin Asogi as the infamous mass murderer. Do you happen to know anything about that piece of evidence? Can you tell us any more? Would you like to see the records for yourself? Yes? Would that be alright? What's the point of keeping records if people can't look at them? They're found under V at the back of those cupboards, with the other records from the last decade. Thank you. Let's see. Van Zeeks. They're strange. What, Mr. Naruhodo? They aren't here. There's nothing under Van Zeeks. There must be. Perhaps somebody took them away? I suspect Strongheart. No one's allowed to take documents related to the professor case out of this room. But you're right, they're gone. Well, when was the last time somebody looked at them? Do you remember? It was... Oh yes, I remember now. It was 2 years ago. Our consulting detective came one day, saying that he'd like to see the records. No, you don't mean... Sherlock Sholmes was his name. Deep down, I knew that was coming. Do you think he stole the records? Oh no, surely not. Iris, that can't be right, can it? Even she's shocked. Iris? Iris! No! Iris! Bruno? I hope you don't mind, but... What is it, Iris? I've just remembered something very important I have to do. I'm going to have to leave you now. Oh, this is very sudden, Iris. Well, we'll come with you then. Oh no, there's no need. You and Bruno can take your time here. Bye for now then. Good luck. I'm guessing she's going to confront Herlock. Wait a minute, little girl. Me? I remember now. You've been here before, haven't you? Have you, Iris? Yeah, 2 years ago, when that detective came. You were with him, weren't you? You are a living specimen then too. That's the way it usually works, yeah. Wait, Iris? Was I? I really don't remember. Anyway, sorry. My mustache. Okay, Iris, get the fuck back here. Wait, Iris. I'll brew up a pot for you when you get home. Iris! She knows! I was thinking that maybe she didn't know I was going home to confront her, but no! She fucking knows about those Van Zeek's about Clint's records. She knows about Clint's autopsy records. And she's just not telling us shit. I mean, to be fair, we didn't tell her about Dr. Wilson's death. But also, we don't fully know that John H. Wilson is Iris Wilson's father. Because Wilson is actually quite a decent... I think Wilson is quite a decently common name, I think, in the UK. Wait, I'm gonna look it up. How common is the last name Wilson in the UK? Wilson is the second most common surname in Scotland and the 7th most common surname in England. So yeah, it's pretty common. So I can certainly understand Ryunosuke and Susato not telling Iris, yeah, especially because Iris hasn't told. Wait, no, we now know that Iris, John H. Wilson is her father, but I understand Ryunosuke and Susato's thinking of not telling her yet because it's like, oh, there could be multiple John H. Wilsons, and they're like trying to slightly deny it in a way that her dad's dead. But Iris, she knows what's happened to Clint's files. She knows. What's the matter with her? She's behaving really strangely all of a sudden. Well, in that case, we won't keep you any longer either. It's been quite a while since I had any visitors. This was really fun. But next time you come, I prefer it if you are ready for dissection. I can't make any promises, sorry. It's a bit strange that the records of Clint Van Zeek's autopsy have disappeared. But I think we've asked all we came by to ask now. Wait, can we? I swear we have something else to talk to her about. Let's take a closer look at this. Then again, let's not. At least now while she's armed. But this is so cool. Her little desk, I find this so cool. I find this to be so cool. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go to the Fresno Street room because we have a little more investigating we need to do. Okay. The police are still busily investigating her then. But Gina's nowhere to be seen. Where is she? Yeah, it has been blissfully quiet, hasn't it? Perhaps she's out investigating on her own, practicing what her boss taught her. Well, I expect she'll be back before too long. Shall we wait? Actually, there's something different about this room since the last time we were here, isn't there? We could always use the time to investigate more thoroughly. There's that... What the fuck is this? Okay, what the fuck is in here? Oh god. This little trunk wasn't here before, was it? Oh, it appears to be made of metal. It must be very heavy. I wonder to whom it belongs. There are some initials on the outside, look. TG. Let's ask one of the policemen if they know how it came to be here. Oi! What do you think you're doing? Oh, it's Gina. That's my trunk, that's it. And it hands off. Gina. But it's TG, not GL. Because Gina's full name is Gina Lestrade, not TG. So that would mean her initials are GL, not TG. Oh wait, no, that's a Gregson's. I forgot. That's a Gregson's initials. Never mind. Those are Gregson's initials. And Gina has a lot of his stuff. Because Gregson's full name is Tobias Gregson, so TG. Why were you hiding? I don't know. You leave something unattended for a few seconds, and every Tom, Dick, and Harry has got his greedy eyes on it. Just a wild guess, Gina, but what? Spit it out, Otto. Is it fair to say that you've only owned that trunk since this morning's trial? What? What are you trying to say? Come on, this trunk goes with me everywhere. Always as. Where you been the last year? Try not to incur your wrath, mainly. That's your boss. You should air them. You should air them talking at the yard now. They should be ashamed of themselves. They're saying that it was the boss who killed all the bludgers. Ah, you mean the whole Reaper thing? Yeah. Apparently the boss was investigating stuff that no one else at the yard knew nothing about. Stuff to do with them criminals what got off scot-free. Yeah, the ones prosecuted by Lord Van Zeeks who used bribery and corruption to evade conviction. Then obviously there's that blooming Reaper giving the orders, wasn't it? But why would people be suspecting Inspector Gregson of being involved in the killings? There was a notebook in his office. Oh no, this doesn't sound good. It had details about all the crimes that have been pegged as the Reaper's works. What? No. Did you see it, Gina? Did you see that notebook? They wouldn't flaming let me, because I'm just an apprentice apparently. But it was me who found it, and he was my boss. That's right. I was pretty miffed about it, so I sneaked a peek at what it said anyway. Oh, that's our Gina. The secret notebook. So, you managed to see what was written in Gregson's secret notebook anyway, did you? Wait, I see it. It's my right to read what he wrote. And what had he written, Gina? Dates, times, places, names, and all long list of them. All details about the bludgers supposed to have been done in by the Reaper. But there could be an explanation for that. Perhaps there's a record of the inspector's investigations into the Reaper's activities. Exactly, that's what I said. That's the first thing you'd think, right? As it happens, it was full of names I recognized anyway. Well, the Reaper's targets were almost exclusively known leaders of London's criminal underworld. Well, yeah, but there was one name right at the end that was a bit odd. At the end of the list, you mean? I'm pretty sure the date against it was the 31st of October. Oh, the day before the inspector was found dead. So, what was your name? It wasn't like a name I ever seen before. It was something like, nah, it's no good. I can't remember it. I don't think it was an English name, put it that way. Was it Soseki Natsume? Oh dear, what a pity. Oh, was it Anashine? There was something else too. I don't know if it matters, but the same name kept coming up over and over. Was it Van Zeeks? Sheen, it was. Oh, Sheen! Anashine! That's what I was saying! That's what I just said! Sheen, it was. Don't suppose it means anything, but... Anashine! Giselle Brad. She had something to do with the Reaper killings, didn't she? Did you say Sheen? What does it mean something? Lord Van Zeeks knew the name too. He mentioned her as well. The woman who actually did the deeds. And now we find out her name appeared in Gregson's secret notebook. Oh yeah, he mentioned her, didn't she? We haven't seen you for a little while, have we, Gina? Well, of course not. I've been busy, investigating and that. The lads at the yards are trying to trace the boss's movements the day before it happened. The day before? That would be the undercover investigation into the red-headed league then. Only the boss didn't go, did it? You found some code what was pretending to be him, didn't you, Adol? Oh yeah, Daily Vigil, isn't it? Yeah, it was Mr. Vigil who actually went to the park on Lime Street that day posing as Gregson. Well, anyway, you ain't the only one turning stuff up. I've got my own way of getting results. When me and my partner got together, there's nothing we can't track down. Oh, it's Toby! Oh, little Toby. He's such a faithful friend. Oh, he's so cute. So have you tracked anything down there? What do you think, eh? Of course we have. Can't tell you though. Police business, innit? Ugh. Anyway, the point is, if you lot need any help, you know who to turn to, right? Me and Neil are there. Right. Because he looks so hellish, honest. The Hellhound. Gina? I thought you were a Hellhound there. Chief Inspector Toby, you mean? He's the pride of the force, he is. In Japanese, police dog means something quite different, and not altogether nice to those involved in crime. But here in Britain, it's a wonderful compliment, it seems, for a canine at least. It should be. After all, in the Great Exhibition case the other day, it was Toby here who managed to locate Jabba's workshop. Maybe it's time for another demonstration of what this super dog can do, eh? Do we have something the Chief Inspector could catch the scent of? I wonder? Maybe... the wig? Maybe?
Take that!
Well, Chief Inspector Toby, if you wouldn't mind having a sniff of this. No, he's so cute. You might be a little too cute, don't you think? Oh, he's so cute. The Chief Inspector been shot with Regina there. Oof! Ah, look where he's gone to. Oh my, that trunk clearly still has a very strong scent of Inspector Gregson. In other words, it must have belonged to him. Oh, alright, it's a fair cop, I suppose. And you nearly got away with it too. You always talk so proudly of Chief Inspector Toby's nose and what he can achieve. Did it not cross your mind that you might identify something that was right next to us? Yeah, that was a bit of a bloomer, wasn't it? That's enough now, Gina, eh? I think it's time you told us the truth about that trunk. The metal trunk. It wasn't like that, it just weren't. What are you talking about? I know what's going through that head of yours, but that ain't what happened. Alright then, what did happen? Well, like I said before, we were trying to trace the boss's movements. So I let Toby have a whiff of the boss's overcoat, and as soon as I'd done that, he went off like a shot. Straight to that sandwich. To a sandwich? Not to a bag of chips? Mr. Naruto, I believe Gina makes the witness. Oh, I forgot about that sandwich. Beppo. Yeah, he had it in between the wooden beams of the boss's trunk. Why would Beppo have Vex's trunk? You mean when they heard the sound like a gunshot and all powered in it? Exactly. He nabbed it from the scene. That cunt. Like this. Me and the Chief Inspector gave that sandwich a good grilling, and you know what he said? Oh yeah, add in 5 minutes. I thought it might fetch a good price, and the chap wouldn't be needing it anymore. So that's all I did. Nothing more, nothing less. Would you add an Eve? Would you add an Eve? The cheek of it, eh? Still the dead bosses of stuff to flog. So Miss Venus wasn't the only one to meddle the scene of the crime then. How could they? So anyway, that's how it happened. And it's a pretty decent trunk, so I figured I might as well make use of it. Is there something wrong with that, eh? Well, maybe you and Mr. Sandwich should try to find the answer to that question together. I think perhaps that trunk should be turned over to the police, don't you? What are you on about? I am the police! Gina, if you wouldn't mind, could we maybe examine it? Yeah, alright. Do what you want with it. Thank you. We shall make a detailed record of our examination of the evidence. What? What's the matter with Toby? Why is he acting so aggressively toward me all of a sudden? Mr. Naruto, be careful, it must be the trunk. Toby, oi, what are you doing? You gotta look his face off. Mr. Naruto! Gina, quickly, hail carriage. Okay, where are we? Okay, back at the legal consultancy. we're back in our little attic of Shubs's place. Oh, you know, our little place in 221B. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo, are you alright? Mr. Sato. Conscious again at last. A blessed relief, my dear fellow. After all, to drop dead after a moderate licking by a small terrier, most unseemly. Oh yeah, there's an achievement of this case related to Toby. For talking with Gina after Ryunosuke regains consciousness following the incident with Toby in episode 4. Okay, we'll go talk to her then. What is or isn't seemly is irrelevant here, Mr. Sholmes. Let's go. So glad there's no lasting damage. How are you feeling? I'm fine, thank you. Did you bring me back here? What's this on my head? A bandage? A bandage? Sadly we had no ice. So that's a compress of sugar water. Sugar water? Don't worry, Mr. Naruhodo. It's a first aid treatment that my father taught me. Oh, thank you. So, let us take tea when you're feeling up to it. But of course, no sugar in the patient's cup. Ugh, the bump of my head is throbbing sweetly enough, don't worry. Whenever you feel ready then. Okay, let's go. Where was she? She was in Fresno. Let's go back to Fresno Street and talk with Gina. Where is she? Where's Gina? There she is. Gina, I'm really sorry. It's daft, innit? If you asked me a year ago, the cops could go ang for all I cared. But we've gotta have police, ain't we, to catch the bludgers. So us divers can go about our business in peace. Wait, sorry? I don't think I can have heard that properly. He said he was gonna teach me everything I needed to know to be a detective. But all he's gone around to show me is where the best flaming fish and chip shops are. Actually, that reminds me. Gunson said he was supposed to be going to Paris in the near future, didn't he? Did he want to take Gina with him as well? Is something wrong? Oh, no. I'm sure I'm reading too much into things. It's just that the timing seems very coincidental. You know, the boss was acting a bit strange recently. Like he was always in a rush. Huh. Okay, I think the last place we're gonna go now is to Schultz's suite to do a bit, you know, deductions and shit. You know, the stuff we do with airlocks. So we'll do that in a minute. Actually, we'll do that in a minute because the ad is starting soon, and I need to stretch. You know, we'll move to Schultz's suite first, and then we won't actually get through the dialogue until the ad is over. Schultz's suite. Back in Schultz's suite. The ad should be starting any second now, so. I really need a stretch. So how are you doing, chat? How are you doing? Why is the ad taking so long to start? I could literally just... Oh, there we are. I was going to say we could just start the deduction now and we'll probably get through one before the ad even started. But no. It started already. We have some deductions to do with her luck, and then we're all good. We're all G. And I think that's when we finished the thing. I know she accidentally scrolled through it. That's concerning. Welcome back from the ad. I accidentally scrolled past the bit where it says, oh, it's the 2nd of November, blah 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 blah, this time when you're in Chums this week. You know, I scrolled past the green text accidentally. And this is concerning to say. I am very confused. What is going on? What is going on? Honestly, I'm so confused. Okay, what is going on? What on earth is going on in here? Am I having a bad dream? I know, it's no German folk song. A refined rendition, I think. That's the least of my concerns. Iris? Iris, what's the matter? Iris? Who's at spawned? I mean, that relaxed gentleman over there. Iris? 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 Is she even listening? Excuse me, sir. I do apologize for troubling you while I was just singing so merrily, but would you be kind enough to explain the situation? Well, that worked. A Korean gentleman and a mute young girl. Oh, what? Alright, excellent. Why did I accidentally close stuff? Minimize stuff. A rather tantalizing juxtaposition. And one that appears to have incited the gods of deduction within me to find their voices too. Ah, Mr. Sholmes. Do you mean... What's going on? The strains of reasoning within me are playing now to a delightful duet, while melody sings of a reunion for nostalgia. Whilst the other is a morose theme about the great secret you're trying to so desperately to conceal, Iris. She's turned as white as a sheet. So as usual, you've instantly seen to the very heart of the matter. And by the time my own brief performance is over, I feel sure this gentleman's song will reach its finale. So then, to music land where all is sweetness and delicacy and harmony. Pray do enjoy Sherlock Sholmes' latest logic and reasoning spectacular. The Great Deduction. The game is afoot. Firstly, we consider the gentleman's nationality. Clearly he's a German with no grasp of the English language. That's Eugene, isn't it? That's Eugene Mikitoba, isn't it? He has the same mustache and everything. Look, you can't tell because of, Kazuma's... Welcome in, Ace. Welcome in. How you doing? But that's Eugene, isn't it? Look, if we go... Look, he even has the same hat and the mustache. That's Eugene. That's instantly Eugene. I'm okay, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. I'm actually doing pretty good today. Kind of tired, but, I'm doing pretty good otherwise. As evidenced by the Germanic song he sings and his apparent inability to understand when asked to desist. He's asleep. So why is the man here at all and in such apparently high spirits? Wait. The answer, of course, Iris, is clearly known to you. Can we put audio? I'm going to put music on. Indeed, we need only follow the gaze of those bright young guys to unravel that particular part of this mystery. Okay, he's not singing shit, so... Iris's face there is... I love it. It's like the funniest... I find that to be the funniest face. She's like, No, I know nothing of this. The reason for the man's mildly irritating wobbling is revealed by the herbal tea. You obviously offered our German guest a cup of your latest herbal blend. The tea's delectable flavour has made the man's spirits soar and resulted in this joyful ditty tumbling incessantly from his lips. I eagerly await sampling the flavor myself, that I may join the fellow in this state of elation. Now, to the next question. Who exactly is this gentleman availing himself so thoroughly of the settee? As it happens, a number of years ago now, a certain gentleman of German origin engaged my services in solving a particularly delicate case. He required the retrieval of letters once sent to an acquaintance that might prove problematic. In order to conceal his noble identity, he also arrived at my office in a mask. The gentleman's name was Wilhelm Gottfried Sigismund von Ormstein. Wasn't that one of our witnesses in a case? The King of Germany. In my memory serves, the mask worn by this gentleman is identical. No, that's Casimir's mask. Yes, there can be no question that mask belongs to the King of Germany. No. It appears that His Majesty remembers the fine service I afforded him, and has decided to show his face again, mask and all, in order to express his gratitude. No! Herlock, no! That is Eugene Mikotoba in Casimir's mask. That is Eugene Mikotoba in Casimir's old mask that he wore before it was revealed that he was actually Casimir. An old man monarch indeed. Wouldn't you agree, my dear fellow? No, it's not the King of Germany. It's not that Gottsreich fellow. It's not that Gottsreich guy. It's Eugene Mikotoba. So the identity of this masked visitor is in fact my former client, the King of Germany. Indeed, his son is currently in London as well, enjoying the wonders of the Great Exhibition. No! Herlock, no! I don't know why I'm doing this with my powerful. Whatever. Which leaves us with one remaining imponderable. Yeah, you, young Iris. But your apparently inexplicable silence is unable to hide the truth. Yeah, the reason for your muteness is concealed inside that knapsack. A £5 note, I believe. I must say, as your compatriot, I'm deeply saddened. It would appear that you've allowed yourself to be bribed into silence by His Royal Highness, earning yourself some spending money in exchange for keeping quiet about the King's secret. And now the final piece of the puzzle. What is the secret you strive to hide with your silence, Iris? Ah yes, we need only follow that brief involuntary twitch of your eyes to find the answer. You are attempting to abscond with that coffee cup. My favourite coffee cup, in fact. Or should I say, the handle of my favourite coffee cup. It appears that His Highness broke it in the midst of his hijinks. No, he didn't. The handle is clearly still on the cup, because he's holding it in his hand, and I knocked my moon up off its stand. And it is almost dead, so I should put it on charge after I end stream, because I need some. Because I have no more USB ports on my computer, and I can't be bothered charging it under my desk, because I'll just keep knocking it over. So I'll just do that later on. Which leads us to the sad truth. My favourite coffee cup has been broken by the King of Germany, and Iris, you tried to conceal it from me! No. I shall have a bill sent via governmental channels to the German royal family for its replacement. Herlock, no! Herlock, no! Herlock, no! Herlock! Herlock! No! No! Herlock, no! Herlock, no! Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of this painful puzzle. With your silence as well, this fellow jovial warbling rather rings in the ears, does it not? Ha. Mr. Sholmes? Yeah, I must say something that does rather trouble me. Pray, Mr. Sato, do tell. His Royal Highness doesn't appear to have moved a muscle since we arrived. Ah. And you haven't said a word either, Iris. If Mr. Sholmes says it alright, you might as well own up to it now. He doesn't have it alright, as bloody usual. Your reasoning isn't entirely without substance, but I must admit. And one other thing, Mr. Sholmes. You had another grievance, Mr. Naruhodo? Surely not. Well, I actually read the story of that case recently, the one you were just describing. And according to that, at least it wasn't the King of Germany, it was the King of Bohemia. How is this guy a great detective? He confused the King of Germany and the King of Bohemia. Why is he like this? Why is he like this? Goodness, was it? Yeah, that's quite true. Master Goss, the prince, testified to that in court. In his words, I have come to see the great exhibition all the way from my home in Bohemia. How is this guy a great detective? How? How is this guy a great detective? I don't know. I'd ask you to keep that minor error to yourselves. It could easily become quite a scandal. I believe, Mr. Naruhodo, that it's our turn now to make some corrections to a number of minor errors that may have slipped in. Yeah, even Mr. Sholmes is willing to admit he might be slightly wide of the mark this time. Although it's clear that Iris is definitely hiding something. We need to find out the truth behind this mysterious scene. But one truth is incontrovertible. My favourite coffee cup is no more, so shall we embark again on a joint presentation of Sherlock Holmes' logic and reasoning spectacular. Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Holmes. Yeah, no way, this is the King of Germany. That is Eugene Nikitoba. Firstly, we consider the gentleman's nationality. Clearly, he's a German with no grasp of the English language, as evidenced by the Germanic song he sings and his apparent inability to understand when he asked to desist. So why is the man here at all and in such apparently high spirits? Yeah, he hasn't moved at all. The answer, of course, Iris, is clearly known to you. Indeed, we need only follow the gaze of those bright young eyes to unravel that particular part of the mystery. The reason for the man's mildly irritated wobbling is revealed by the herbal tea. No! So what? It's some mix of herbs that gives you the urge to sing. Goodness, I should like to try some. And I like to hear your singing, but this man, just how long does he intend to keep up that tune, do you suppose? As I said, he's been stock still the entire time, and if you look closely, his lips aren't moving either. So I'm not sure what's actually responsible for the spirited singing, but I suspect the answer lies at the end of Iris's gaze. What is this? It's definitely this. It's definitely this gramophone. Wait, this is a gramophone. Still rarely seen in our own country. The sound certainly appears to be coming from this horn. But machines singing? That can't be right. Science and technology are changing the world rapidly, Mr. Naruhodo. What's right is changing too. Oh, it's too much for my brain. Well, at least we found that answer. Take that! reason for the man's mildly irritating warbling is revealed by the gramophone. Indeed, for no well-bred gentleman would break into an obscure folk song when making a social call. In other words, this gentleman isn't singing at all. In fact, it would appear that the fellow is unconscious. The music seems to have stopped now. I ask you, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes? Why would I have purchased a recording of that gibberish? How should I know? Well, never mind. On with the deduction. Who exactly is this gentleman availing himself so thoroughly of the settee? As it happens, a number of years ago now, a certain gentleman of German origin often engages my services in some particular case. We had this a bajillion. We've had this before. His ramblings. The ramblings of a madman who I'm not sure even is supposed to be a great detective at all. So yeah. Why am I doing this like a puppet? No idea. Although we've already established that I was actually the king of Bohemia, it seems Mr. Sholmes insists to persist with his Germany theory for some reason. Come to think of it, the young prince was wearing a mask as well, wasn't it? Master Gotts, the boy whom you had in tears? Don't remind me, or anyone else. Do you suppose all members of the aristocracy of mainland Europe wear masks? I'm sure they do. Well, probably, anyway. It's so funny that Psssttt can't recognize her own father. Psssttt, do you not remember what your father looks like? We saw him. We have seen him many a times in this case, and you do not remember what he looks like. That says something. Yeah, the point is that mask doesn't belong to any king, and that's right, as we all know, because we can identify the true owner of this mask, Kazuma. Okay, where is Kazuma in this? There he is, Kazuma Soge.
Take that!
Yeah, there can be no question that mask belongs to Kazuma Soge. In other words, my memory is sublimely unreliable. Yes! Yes, it is unreliable. Only you could try to make that sound positive. Kazuma's mask has been languishing on this metal chest for several days. But that doesn't explain why the gentleman is wearing it now. But it is a simple matter to determine our guest's true identity. And what am I doing with my bottle? What am I doing? After all, the gentleman is unconscious. We need only excuse ourselves in advance, gently lift the mask and peer beneath it. It's Eugene. Thank you, Damien Cross 0220 for the follow. Welcome on in. How you doing? I don't believe it. Finally, she recognizes him. Father, yeah, finally, she fucking recognizes her own dad. I'm afraid, Mrs. Sutton, you must be mistaken. No, I think not, Mr. Sholmes. Then it would appear our logic and reasoning has once again revealed the truth. The mysterious visitor is my unconscious father, Eugene Mikatoba. Logic and reasoning. I was just looking and saying his face. He is so fucking done. That fucking face, man. That fucking face. I don't know why it's so funny to me, but he is just so fucking done with everyone and everything. He's questioning why he came to Britain in the first place. Which leaves us with one remaining imponderable. Yeah, young Iris. But yeah, apparently inexplicable silence is unable to hide the truth. Yes, the reason for your muteness is concealed inside that knapsack. Is it though? Is it though? Is it though? So that's a £5 note. That's a £5 note poking out of Iris's knapsack, is it? Oh dear, I can't be sure. Most money that we encounter is in coin form. I know, I'm not even sure if we've seen any banknotes here in Britain at all, have we? Oh, anyway, Father would never have paid money for Iris's silence. He certainly seems to like the silent type though, judging by his present state. There must be some other reason for Iris's silence, I suppose. Perhaps what Iris is trying so hard not to give away with her eyes is something entirely different. Let's see, where is she like? Maybe she's looking at this. This metal chest, it contains important documents, doesn't it? Yeah, details of all the cases Mr. Schultz has worked on over the years. Wait! Has she... The cat is in my room. The cat is in my room. Hello. Hello. The cat is in my room. I didn't even realize she was in here. She's here, you can see her tail. Moko. I didn't even realize she was in my room. Hello, Moko. Hello. Hello, Moko. What are you doing? She's just having a little trip out. She's having a little trip out about my room. Moko. Moko. Come here. Come here. Jump up. What are you up to? Come here. Moko. Hello. Do you jump up on my desk? Come here. Moko, come here. Moko. Come here. Come here. Hello. Come here. Hello. She doesn't want to jump on my desk apparently. Moko. She always just like will come in my room and just like have a little wander. On you, Moko. On you. Now she's inspecting the fan. Aren't you? I think she just wants attention. Don't you? Don't you? You just want attention. What are you up to, Mog? What are you up to? I'm trying to play exercise. What are you up to? Moko. Hello. I wish I had a cat, but she's not in here most of the time when I stream, so that would be very little point. Except for Mum was like this when she's just being a toxic. What are you up to? What are you up to? She just wants attention. Moko! Moko! She sat right outside of my door. Mog! It's the Moko! Do you come here? Do you want to jump up here? Moko, come here! Mog! Come here! Come here! Do you jump up here? Do you jump up here? Moko! Moko, come here! Moko, come here! You should have seen her the other day. I think it was on Wednesday, I think, and it was either on Wednesday or Friday, and it was like just while I was setting up for stream. She was literally just sat on my desk. She kept like coming over and sitting on my desk. So I put like those cat sensory videos on, and like and there was one of the fish, and she just kept like she just was obsessed with it, weren't you? Weren't you, Moko? Moko, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. Such a softie, Moko. Mog. I'm getting so distracted by the cat. I'm just like not. I didn't even finish the point I was saying. I was saying that maybe that Iris found Clint Van Zeek's autopsy reports because it's basically confirmed that Sherlock stole them. Come here, Muggle. Come here. Like, Sherlock basically stole them, and the the metal thing, the box thing, looks open. Come here, Muggle. But yeah, the box looks open, so I assume that Iris just found the Clint's autopsy report. Yeah, details of all the cases Mr. Sholmes has worked on over the years. Written by Iris' father, if I'm remembering correctly. Iris insists that the chest is kept locked at all times. She's never once shown me inside. Well, its contents are invaluable to her, I suppose, and entirely irreplaceable. I'm guessing because she may use the other reports and stuff for ideas for her manuscripts. But look at it now. The catch is unlocked for once. Ah, so it is. That's hard to ignore. Very. I've never seen that chest unlocked before in all the time we've been staying here at Baker Street. Let's present it. Yeah, the reason for your muteness is concealed inside that metal chest. An excellent observation, for upon closer inspection, there is something different about the chest's appearance. It's kept locked at all times, yet now the catch is open. Evidently, this has something to do with your refusal to speak, Iris. But it's a simple enough matter to incite you to speak, I'm sure. I merely need to open this chest. Here we go. No! Hurry down! Mr. Jones! So that's how Eugene ended up on the couch. He's dead. He's not dead. Never! Oh, Hurley. I told you not to open it. Iris. Ah, so you found your voice now, Iris. Ah! In other words, what just happened clearly reveals the truth here. Yeah, the real reason for your silence until now is... This is somewhat different to the usual dance of deduction you perform with Mr. Sholmes, isn't it? Well, he's left me alone on the ballroom floor, so I'm going to have to dance this next part solo. And anyway, I need to get to the bottom of the list for my own peace of mind. Now then, Iris isn't usually the silent type, so... You mean you don't actually know the answer yet? Despite that knowing point of the finger before. Miss Psssttt. Sometimes a man needs to point his finger first and think later. Oh well, if you say so. I think we'd better examine Iris more closely and try to rescue the situation then. Yeah, the reason for his silence until now is... She has a key. That's the key she's holding, look. I'm sure that wasn't in her hands before, was it? No, you're quite right. It's appeared as if by magic. That's strange. A big old iron key. Where did it materialize from? They must have got this thing in her in a knapsack, which was saying it's a fiver, but who knows, right? But yeah, the main suspicious thing is the key.
Take that!
So to that is the key. Yeah, the real reason for your silence until now is that key behind your back. Ah, when Mr. Sholmes was thrown into the air before. Just before you called out to try and stop him, you slipped something out of your mouth. That something is the key now in your hands. No doubt the key to the chest. You're so clever, Bruno. So now it becomes clear. Thanks to Mr. Sholmes' graphic demonstration, we can well imagine what happened here. But Professor Mikatoba also opened that metal chest only to be punched into the air and land sprawled onto the settee. But wait, that doesn't explain all the facts. What about the stylish scarf and the cup of tea? And above all, why would he be wearing Kazuma-sama's mask? Well, for the curious details, I can think of only one explanation. Clearly an unbelievable miracle took place in this room. Isn't that right, Iris? Consider how the room was arranged before this whole painful experience took place. When the Professor Mikatoba opened the chest, completely unaware of what awaited him, the mask was flung into the air just as he was, only to land neatly on his face when it fell back down. And the teacup's journey through the air ended when it caught on the unconscious professor's finger. You mean to say that the stylish scarf is actually just a tablecloth? This is the great detective's office after all, a place of miraculous deductions. That's not as loud as it was beforehand. Wait. I don't know if it played or not. Because I don't know if it played properly because I don't have. I actually had the sound alerts as a separate thing, as a separate thing in my audio mixer. Would you expect anything less? Because I forgot that sound alert. Okay. I keep forgetting that sound alerts come through my desktop audio. So, yeah. Yeah, you're right. It happened exactly as you said. Brilliant, Reno. This concludes Ryunosuke Naruhodo's great deduction of this punchy puzzle. So then, why don't I make a fresh pot of tea for all of us then?
Objection!
Huh? He's awake now. An admirable performance, Mr. Naruhodo. By the final act of the show there, you haven't missed everything of importance. Mr. Sholmes, and you'll cast your mind back to my earlier deduction. Iris, clearly you're hiding a great secret. Ah. She is? From the look on her face, she is. Mr. Sholmes must be right. Whatever that great secret is, the cat isn't out of the bag yet. So I put it to you again. You attempted to abscond with that coffee cup. It really is a shame about Mr. Sholmes' cup. It must have been smashed when Professor Mikatoba opened the chest. Oh dear, so many things seem to have been broken here. But now that the deduction has taken to a different direction, Iris doesn't seem to be trying to hide the broken cup anymore. In other words, her great secret is something else. Let's put our observational skills to work on one final time then. You attempt to abscond. With that case file. Ah, look! There seems to be more papers there. Is Iris trying to hide them underneath the tray? The insignia, Mr. Naruhodo. It's an official Scotland Yard document. Is that Clint's? Is that Clint's autopsy report? Why would Iris have? We must ask her. An official Scotland Yard document.
Take that!
You're attempting to abscond with that case file. Iris, as you know very well, nothing escapes the attention of a great detective. Oh no! We visited Scotland Yard's autopsy laboratory earlier today, and Dr. Gorey informed us that the autopsy report of Clint Van Zieks had gone missing. Clint Van Zieks? Yeah, I do seem to recall that some years ago I asked to see the report in question. You were with me, weren't you, Iris? You mean it was you, Iris? So the papers you have there are... Wait, did she steal them? I'm sorry. hide the case files. Deduction complete. Elementary. In truth, I would like to have thought I could have predicted the booby trap chest, but it caught me completely off guard. I was very nearly the late consulting Detective Sherlock Holmes. I'm sorry, Hurley. So you mean this autopsy report really is? Yeah, I took it from the lab, even though I knew it was very important. Was there something in it that troubled you, Iris? Not exactly something that troubled me. Something I'd been looking for. When I saw this report, when I saw the writing in it, I knew it was Daddy's. The writing? Your father's writing? What do you really mean? Iris? It must be something that's hard for her to talk about. Forgive me for interrupting, my dear fellows. Mr. Sholmes, what is it? I feel as though the poor unconscious gentleman on the settee has been somewhat forgotten. Father! Perhaps we should find our guests somewhere more peaceful to rest. Mr. Narhada, yeah? Would you be as kind to lend him your bed? We must do our very best to make it comfortable, I feel. Oh, yeah, of course. I'll help you carry him up. So will I. I'm just gonna check this discard pin really quickly. Go. No, I can manage it alone, thank you. You have tea to enjoy. We wouldn't want Iris's brood to stoop. Because there's no better way to make the professor comfortable than dragging him upstairs like a trunk. I wonder, perhaps I was deliberate. Maybe Mr. Sholmes is making himself scarce to give Iris a chance to talk more freely. We must use this opportunity to talk with Iris and find out what's going on. Come on, Iris, what's going on? What are you going to tell us about it, Iris? About your father? I'm sure I told you before, didn't I? That Daddy used to be Hurley's partner. Yeah, and that notes are about all the cases they solved together are kept inside that metal chest. That's right, Hurley told me, you see. He said that Daddy is somewhere far away now, so we can't meet. That's one way of describing it. Then, when I secretly unlocked the chest and read through the papers inside, I started to build a picture in my head of what Daddy must be like. Well, that's only natural. You're just like any other girl of your age. I read that Daddy was a professor of medical science, so I studied and took my degree too. Well, that's only natural, I suppose. In that respect, you're not quite like any other girl your age though. Because you have a degree. I forgot that she has a literal degree. I forget that she has a literal degree. That. I mean, I know it's insane that. I know it's like quite normal in the Ace Attorney universe for like teenagers and like children to like get like degrees and become like lawyers and stuff, but it still feels insane. Like if we think about it, there's other like characters that have become like that have like assumingly been like well educated and therefore and became like lawyers and stuff really young. Like for example, Francisca von Carver became a prosecutor at age 13. Clavier Gavin became a prosecutor at age like 12 or something. So which is insane. Wait, what's he saying? But it was something that I can never find out. Daddy's name. Ah. His name wasn't anywhere on any of the notes that he made about his work with Hurley. But then one day, that's what happened, is it? When you saw this autopsy report, you finally managed to work it out. Is that right? I feel so bad for her, man. Yeah. So it was the handwriting in the report that caught her eye. Yeah. I just clicked the wrong thing. I just clicked the wrong thing. Now I have to go through all this dialogue again. Let's skip through this because I clicked the wrong things. I meant to click the autopsy report. When I saw the writing on that report, I could hardly believe it. I know that handwriting, I thought to myself, because it was the same as the handwriting you see on your father's case notes. Exactly. I was desperate to compare the two properly. I needed to see them side by side. I asked the doctor in the laboratory, but I was told I couldn't take the report away. And even worse, I was told that that was the first and last time we'd be allowed to even look at it there. So you decided to steal it. When I compared the autopsy report with the case notes I had here, there was no doubt. The handwriting was exactly the same. It was Daddy's. And the signature of the coroner at the bottom of the autopsy report. Read Dr. John H. Wilson. So that's how I finally found out. I learned Daddy's name at last. I see. Ever since then, I've called myself Iris Wilson. And that's also when I had the brilliant idea of writing stories all about Daddy's exciting time with Hurley. I decided there and then that I'd write The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Oh, Iris. I had no idea the stories had quite such deep personal significance for you. I can see why the autopsy report was so important to her now. And why she was prepared to break the law to get her hands on it. I feel so bad for her. I must apologize, Iris. This is really all my fault. Hurley? I made a promise, you see, that until the time was right, I'd keep the details about your father a secret. I know. I've been very naughty. I'll take the autopsy report back to Dr. Gorey and apologize, I promise. Yeah, we'll go together, I think. Then, let me look after it for you until we get there. Okay, that's been added to our court record. I must go and water my herbs, I think. I'll see you all later. Poor Iris, she must be feeling awful. I know Mr. Sholmes is here for her, but still. Ah! What? How? What's the meaning of this, Mr. Sholmes? Mr. Sholmes? Oh, dear me. So, you've noticed, I see. But that would mean... What on earth's the matter, Mr. Sato? You've turned as white as a sheet. Is this autopsy report, Mr. Naruhodo? The one from 10 years ago? The writing? Isn't Dr. Wilson's at all, huh? What do you mean? How could you possibly know that? Because I know this writing very well. This writing, it's my father's. Does that mean... What? Professor Mikatoba's? Does that mean Iris is Mikatoba's daughter? Does that mean Iris is Eugene's daughter and not Wilson's? Indeed, it's true. And now you know. my dear fellows? No, I don't know anything. What if does all this mean, Mr. Sholmes? Because the idea that's slowly forming in my mind is just too extraordinary to believe. Please, you have to explain. So, this autopsy report was actually prepared by Professor Mikatoba then? But that makes no sense. It's not possible, surely. Not possible? My dear fellow, pray take a deep breath and think again. Yeah, you're right. In some ways, it actually makes a great deal of sense. It does. 10 years ago, his father returned to Japan after his extended study tour in Britain. And prior to his return, where was Dr. Mikatoba engaged? Of course. He was an assistant in Dr. Wilson's laboratory, learning about forensic science. And as an assistant, he would have aided with the dissection work, making detailed notes, which would be assembled into the full autopsy report. Once the work was complete, the head coroner would check the contents and put his signature on the document. In other words, the only writing of Dr. Wilson's in the report would be his signature at the end. I see. So Iris got the wrong end of the stick, you mean? She saw that and assumed the whole report had been written by Dr. John H. Wilson, which is very understandable, of course. What a complicated situation. I don't want to believe it, but is Eugene actually Iris' dad? Thinking about it, most of what we know about you, Mr. Sholmes, come from the published stories of your exploits. Yeah, the adventures of Sherlock Sholmes, written by Iris. And we really have no way of knowing what's fact and what's fiction. Most troubling for you, my dear fellow, I'm sure. So what about this supposed partner of yours? Did he really exist or not? You've come straight to the point, I see. And please come straight to the answer. I believe that Iris explained it in one of her installments. He was a trusted comrade and the only person I could truly have called a friend. And did this partner of yours truly make a record of all your cases? Are his notes really stored inside that metal chest? Absolutely, my dear madam. Absolutely. So, where's your partner now? We rarely meet. You see, he lives on the other side of the world. So this John H. Wilson is actually Eugene. But then wait. What about the John H. Wilson that was killed? I'm gonna look it up. Wait a second. Wait, what was this John H. Wilson that was killed in the first case? Is he actually? But who is this Dr. Wilson then? Was this autopsy report and the records of all your old cases were penned by the same hand, and as the autopsy report was written, though not signed by your famous partner, there would only be one logical conclusion. Pray, impress me. The partner would have to be Eugene Mikatoba. In other words, Mr. Sato's father. Upon my word, Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah? You're coming along wonderfully. You have hit upon the method at last. You finally grasped the art of deduction. You mean to say... Allow me to introduce you to my great friend and partner, Mikatoba. Professor Mikatoba. Does this mean that you're the real Dr. Wilson? No, my dear. I'm still my old self, Eugene Mikatoba, your father. Of course. This is obviously too much for Susato-san to take in. I must say though, how my old friend has attained worldwide celebrity as a great mystery solver is the greatest mystery of all. I still remember the first time we met. Pray remind me, when was it again, Mikatoba? 16 years ago, Sholmes. Ah yes, quite. 16 years ago. I just arrived from Japan with Sashiro and Genshin. I was in search of lodgings close to the hospital, some comfortable rooms at a reasonable price, but rents are devilishly high in that particular area. Yeah, because it's bloody London. That's right, so I decided I needed someone to share lodgings and the expense. And I was fortunate enough to be introduced to Sholmes, who found himself in a similar situation. I was a callow fellow back then, a mere shadow of the great detective you see before you now. I was working at the hospital's chemical laboratory at the time, indulging my curiosities for little gain. And the situation of our cohabitation led us to pursuing cases together, you see. Hard to believe, it was a mere 6 years. We had a great many adventures, but in the last year Mikatoba's stay in Britain, that most infamous cases presented itself, the Professor. The case with which you've become rather familiar yourselves, the Professor killings. After the trial, Sashiro and I were summoned back to Japan. Hardly surprising, given the circumstances. So there you have it. And as you know, all the details recorded by my trusty chronicler remain in that metal chest. This is just amazing. Professor Mikatoba really is Mr. Sholmes' famous partner. Susato has one more question, doesn't she? Father? Goodness, my dear, not cutting luck. As your daughter, I'm very proud to learn that you were the great detective's great partner. But nevertheless, there's another mystery that I really must ask you to explain now. And that is... You know very well what it is. The unresolved matter of Iris' father. Of course, I'd almost forgot about that one. I should have seen this coming, I suppose. Add in 5 minutes. Who is Iris' father? Iris told us that all the notes about the great detective's adventures that are in that metal chest were written by her father. Isn't that correct, Mr. Sholmes? That is indeed what I told young Iris. But if you're Mr. Sholmes' father, and you wrote all those case notes, then Iris' father must be you. On my word, Mr. Sato, you are coming along wonderfully as well. You two have hit upon the method at last. You finally grasped the art of deduction. What? You've always told me, Father, is that my mother died when I was born 16 years ago, and you left me in my grandmother's care whilst doing bats on your study tour of Britain, and I've always accepted that. But all this about Iris... Oh, there it is. Susato San's eyes closed there. Now hold on a minute. It's very complicated. I mean, it's really not what you think. Then perhaps you'd like to explain exactly what it is. There it is. Now the eyes go from ice cold to red hot just before she... No, really, you've got the right end of the stick. Sholmes, say something, man. Just hit my mic. my mic filter. That's quite enough, my fiery fellows. Mr. Shaw, why did he get all dressed up? Whilst I don't like to interrupt this exciting exploration of the past, Mikatoba and I have an urgent matter that requires a short excursion. Boy, it's very late, Mr. Sholmes. Where must you go? Why, my dear madam? Is that not obvious? My partner and I must pursue our natural enemies. So, get your coat, Mikatoba. The game is afoot. But, Sholmes, I really must give Susato a full explanation, I think. Later, my dear fellow, later. Our carriage awaits downstairs already. You haven't changed one iota, have you? I mean, really, I visited our home after 10 long years, and when I opened that chest in a fit of nostalgia, I quite inexplicably passed out. And as if that wasn't enough, when I eventually regained consciousness, I'm plunged straight into all of this. Father, please, go, Mr. Sholmes now. What? I have no doubt that whatever happened, you are acting in everyone's best interests. I trust you completely. Psssttt. And sending the great detective and his partner off on renewed adventures together, it was more than I could have hoped for in my wildest dreams. Very well then, we'll speak again later. So, I believe your own work is done for the day. I wish you the best of luck for tomorrow. Yes, now, Hado. Good luck in battle and in reaching a decision. A decision? But whether to go back to Japan, I suppose? Oh yeah, I forgot all about that.
So much happened that day that I barely knew what to do with myself. It would only be later that I'd come to realize
proposed us to go back to Japan.
How amidst the chaos I'd unleashed were all the clues I needed to finally unearth the truth. And that all the turmoil was necessary to give me the resolve to see everything through.
That is the end of the twisted karma and his last bow. Bow? Wait, I just realized. Is it Twisted Karma and his last bow? I have been reading it so long. I've been reading it so long as Twisted Karma and his last bow. And I was like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. Why would it be Twisted Karma and his last bow? That doesn't make any sense. It's Twisted Karma and his last bow. It's Twisted Karma and his last bow, not bow. Bows in, not bows in. You know. Let's just save. Let's just save and wait for the ad to run. Save. Resolve of Yunosuke Naruto. The final case of Great Satanic Chronicles. I mean, we still have the escapades. I'll show you now. We still have right here. We still have the escapades. Which there's 8 of them so far. There's 8 of them, and you know, each of them take place in, you know, different times. Also, the ad is starting soon, by the way. All these take place at Rants Magazine, in reference to the magazine that Iris White writes in. But yeah, each of these I assume take place on different times. For example, this one takes place during the first case, this one the second case upon the SS Beria. This one in the first case when we're first in London for Mr. Natsume's trial. This is I don't know when this one takes place. These two take place probably around the time when Naruto and Psssttt move into, and I just noticed my moon lamp over again. These two probably take place around the time that Psssttt and Naruto move into the 20. Let me rephrase that. These two probably take place around the time when Psssttt and Naruto move into 221B Baker Street. That one probably takes place. I want to say this probably takes place in between the two cases that Natsume is like heavily involved in. And this one, an escapade about Schilling's escape from the clutches of Rolling Pat B, who'd only just found it on the street. So probably, well, this is definitely before Gina becomes an inspector. So, and probably around the time whatever case, I can't remember which case they were in, but whatever case Rolly and Pappy were in. And then this probably takes place. This probably takes place probably towards the end of Adventure, maybe. But yeah, we still have those, which we can do. That's for like our main storyline. That's almost it. We're almost done with the Great Ace Attorney. We have one more case, which, you know, still carries on from. This still carries on from this current case. This still carries on the case of who killed Gregson, right? But it's just a different episode. So yeah. Anyways, let's find somebody to raid. Let's raid Spanky. He's playing the Elden Ring DLC. Oh wait. He's ending stream as well. He's raiding out to Tater. You know, I'm gonna raid Tater as well. Let's raid Tater. Let's raid Tater Queen 89. Yeah, I hope you have enjoyed the stream. All my socials again are in the About Me section, comments, or if you're watching on YouTube, in the description. Hope you have enjoyed the stream, and I shall see you guys probably tomorrow, and then after tomorrow I don't know when I'm going to be streaming next. Hopefully Wednesday, but I'm not too sure. So yeah, bye.